I've been waiting here, but he hasn't come up. I almost feel like he's bedded right here by this scrape, but he just ripped this tree up. I got a decent look with my binoculars. I think he's a real big 8. There's an 8 with a lot of mass and big brows. It's up here. I found his sheds up here too. Tucked into this corner pretty good. I should have been patient. It was weird because I saw the trees shaking over here on him working that scrape. And I got impatient and sat up. I got all the leaves cleared, but he heard just enough of a leaf and he came in. He must have bedded right there by that scrape because it was a good 20 minutes. I just wanted to see. Well, as I was sitting down, I saw him slipping through there. He was trying to get around to get my wind, but he couldn't. He couldn't get through the brush to get that. So he was right here for 20 minutes just standing. He came in face to face. Awesome encounter. Just a mature old brood. I mean, not much on his head, but he is a cool old buck. That's what you love seeing during the ride. He got a little bugger, though. He got in here tight, and the wind's kind of a little bit in this draw. But on the edge, man, it's really westerly. I'm good on anything seeking, obviously, but he stopped short of where I needed him to come. But not that I was going to shoot him, but that's what I'm hoping his bucks continue to kind of cruise here. I just saw why he was stopped down here. He had a doe bedded. She just got up over here. She wasn't for her, and she ended up kind of falling, so she must be with him, and that's odd. She kind of followed him out, but that's wild. Nice one out cruising on his own here. Decent little 10, looks like. That buck kind of was out here, went around, cut the corner, and then I happened to just look back. I got another stand down this other kind of a draw. And there's another nice one. Looked dang near like the same type. Probably looks like more like a 9 though. Bigger framed, I think, but he was heading the other direction. But they must have known something's going on over here and looking for her. Burp. Burp. Up just in time before he dropped down below. He looked like one of the bucks I'm after, but I don't know for a fact. I tried grunting down this bottom because it's starting to get calm, so I gotta be ready. You're right on top of me. Can't even make this stuff up. This year has been unbelievable for the amount of disruptions, and it's just normal stuff, but I just took my time. I was waiting on a train and it never came. I actually looked up and saw a nice buck chasing a couple does, or what I thought was chasing. He did have his tail up, so I thought that was odd, but go ahead and slip in here since I saw that and put the decoy out. Now I can hear there's somebody cutting wood. It can't be but a couple 100 yards away. I gotta make a decision here quick. It's almost 2 o'clock now. I hate to do it, but I think I'm gonna make the switch. I think it's just too close. It's the afternoon of November 23rd, and I'm back in the same setup I was in this morning. It's definitely not burning it out. I've got a clean track in. This morning was really calm. I needed the winds a little bit earlier, but either way, we saw a lot of deer. So I was planning on hunting somewhere else tonight, and actually it was the same spot I went where there was firewood cutting yesterday, and so got up in there and it was just taking off with the decoy and looked up and there's looked like somebody'd been in there, so had to divert coming back into here just because I just can't waste hunts this time of year. I've only got a few left here before, Thanksgiving's tomorrow and we'll be getting into rifle season, but This spot I was actually a little bit torn on this morning when I went to pull the decoy. I looked over in this little trail. This is actually, I'm learning a lot on this, and I had to stand real close to here, but the excavation work kind of caused me to change up. But they still traveled through here, and there's a leg size rub. It's just shredded over here on my right, so I'm a little nervous that I may or may not need the decoy, but I don't think it's going to hurt me here. It's, if anything, when he comes out close, I think he'll at least posture up and give me a chance, but I like my chances of calling. You can see a long ways here, and just didn't have the right bucks this morning, so it's nice wind here. A little bit warmer today. Got closer to 60, but they're going to move. It's definitely they're seeking out those last does, so let's go. There was my chance right there. I just want to puke. That's the buck I was after. And just like I thought, he came right down that trail. He saw the decoy and was kind of on it, but the wind is just enough in his face that must have caught something off that decoy that he didn't like. I mean, he was kind of picking me out a little bit too, which is tough, but boy, I just don't know. Man, he's a good buck. He's a really good buck. He's pretty tall, but I thought about trying to draw on him, but he was just on edge enough. I don't think he'd have stood there long enough. There's another deer out there though. It makes me sick, but I went to full draw thinking he might stop, but he just darted after he spooked. You never know though. Let's see. There's definitely deer moving. All right, I've had about 10 minutes here just to clear my head. That dude is like, I thought he was like 10 yards. He was like 7. I was just pinned down. There's no way I could have drawn right there. Now I'm just second guessing everything, even putting the decoy out, but I'm really second guessing where it's at. If I'd had it out a little further and maybe a little bit further east, but the wind's dying now, and there's, like I said, a couple bucks in here that I'm after, and that was one of them. Track of that doe and grunted. I thought that was going to be one of the 10s I'm looking for, but he's just a 3-year-old. Oh shoot, he's coming back. He's a good looking 3. He'll be a good deer in a couple years. by 5. It's been, I don't know, 23rd, I think, when that was, but got some northwest winds, and actually I saw him on an evening use this little, come out of this draw, head right by this pond, actually, and cut across in this draw to go feed. So if he does that tonight, I got several trails right here. Main trail might be a bit of a shot, but I think I can make it right there. It looks like just about 30. I'm going to range it here in a second, but it's really my last go here this evening. It feels good. I got a good northwest wind blowing my scent out over, away from the draw. So who knows? It's that time of year where the big boys are just on their feet again. Hopefully for that last doe, but last few does anyway. Before the big rifle season, a lot of shots being fired. People are sighting in. So reality's sinking in. I'd love to get another chance, but if not, that's okay. It's been a fun season. Working hard, just trying to work through it. That's all I know. So this is going to be interesting. Hope I can get some video here. It's calming down. I got good wind still, but you can see this pond behind me. It's a pretty setting.